Hi folks! Today we show you our newest video. This time it's about cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is one of the most important psychological phenomena. It's a kind of cognitive filter, and it shapes our everyday perception. Cognitive dissonance is an unpleasant state of mind, a sort of distress. We experience dissonance when new facts or information contradict our previous beliefs about the world around us, or our self-image. So, metaphorically, we can say that dissonance is a psychological allergy against the truth. And as with other allergens, people differ in how strongly they react to the truth. So, watch our video.
Have you ever felt a nagging feeling of discomfort when your beliefs clashed with your actions? This mental unease is called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a fascinating psychological phenomenon which arises from holding contradictory beliefs or values, or when new information conflicts with existing beliefs. This internal conflict creates psychological tension and discomfort. Why? Because our brains strive for harmony, and misaligned thoughts and actions throw us off balance. This internal struggle is at the heart of cognitive dissonance. People are normally driven to reduce any psychological discomfort. So, they instinctively try to get unstuck from cognitive dissonance too. And here comes the most exciting part of the phenomenon. We can dissolve the dissonance in multiple ways. While some of them stimulate our psychological growth and integrity, others push us in the opposite direction. Imagine you believe you're an environmentally conscious person, but you also really enjoy long, hot showers. See the problem? Your actions, shower time, and beliefs, eco-warrior, are inconsistent, but your brain craves consistency. You might feel guilty or hypocritical. You feel discomfort and an urge to do something with that feeling. You can, of course, stop taking long showers and restore consistency. Alternatively, you can just abandon your pro-environmental trenches and start indulging hot showers with new peace of mind. Unfortunately, these two obvious solutions are seldom as simple as they may sound. Instead, we often resort to some truly impressive mental gymnastics to retain the psychological status quo. We may try to justify our inconsistent actions while maintaining our precious self-image. In the long run, however, such mental gymnastics may gradually detach us from ourselves. Let's now look at the different types of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance can manifest in a couple of key ways. The first is the dissonance between beliefs and actions. This occurs when our actions contradict our deeply held beliefs or self-perception, as in the example of the environmentally conscious shower lover. The second type is the dissonance between established beliefs and new information. This arises when we encounter facts or evidence that challenge our existing beliefs and assumptions. For example, imagine you've always believed that sugar is bad for you. So you restrained yourself from eating some really delicious cookies. Then, you read a study suggesting moderate sugar intake might not be harmful. This new information can create dissonance. Both types of cognitive dissonance lead to mental discomfort that stems from the inconsistency between different parts of our cognitive landscape. Our minds don't like holding contradictions. That's why this internal conflict motivates us to find ways to reduce the dissonance and restore psychological harmony. In the next section, we'll explore the strategies people use to cope with cognitive dissonance and restore a sense of internal consistency. When cognitive dissonance rears its head, we instinctively seek ways to restore equilibrium. Two primary strategies emerge: adaptation and change on one side and avoidance on the other. Adaptation involves modifying our existing beliefs or behaviors. For example, taking shorter showers or reducing water temperature if you're an environmentalist. This aligns your behavior with values. Avoidance involves downplaying the dissonance. For example, by rationalizing longer shower taking with some health benefits, or dismissing their environmental impact. While rationalization and dismissal temporarily reduce discomfort, They don't solve the inconsistency problem. You can soon catch yourself in other actions that contradict your self-image and that need to be explained away. In the long run, you may deeper and deeper engage in self-deception to avoid the dissonance. And when you're finally there, all self-knowledge may become a potential threat that must be kept away. Recognizing these patterns helps us make our choices as conscious human beings. Cognitive dissonance pops up in countless everyday scenarios. Let's say you're a die-hard fan of a particular brand. You've bought their products for years, convinced they're the best thing since sliced bread. But then, disaster strikes. You read a news article exposing the company's questionable labor practices. Suddenly, your beloved brand doesn't seem so shiny anymore. Do you boycott the brand, sacrificing your favorite products for your principles? Or perhaps you find ways to downplay the news, convincing yourself it's all just a big misunderstanding. Or imagine you've always admired a particular public figure. Then, you learn they've engaged in unethical behavior. The dissonance stems from the contrast between your current positive perception of the person and the new negative information. These examples highlight how cognitive dissonance permeates our daily experiences. From minor choices to significant moral dilemmas, the tension between our beliefs and new facts is a constant companion. And whether we want it or not, cognitive dissonance shapes our perception and influences our everyday decisions. The concept of cognitive dissonance was first introduced by psychologist Leon Festinger in the 1950s. His groundbreaking research demonstrated the power of this phenomenon to influence human behavior. In a classic experiment, Festinger and his colleagues asked a group of students to complete a boring task. Then they offering them either a small or large reward to convince someone else that the task was fun. Those who received the small reward actually ended up rating the task as more enjoyable. Why? They experienced more cognitive dissonance. They had to justify lying for a measly reward, so they changed their view on the task to match their behavior and to protect self-image. The study and countless others have solidified cognitive dissonance as a fundamental principle of social psychology. Research has shown that dissonance can influence a wide range of behaviors. This includes everything from consumer choices to political attitudes. It's crucial to understand that cognitive dissonance can significantly hinder our ability to acknowledge truth and face reality. By dismissing or downplaying facts that don't fit our existing beliefs, we create a barrier to personal growth and accurate understanding of the world around us. For example, someone deeply invested in a particular political option might dismiss credible evidence of their preferred candidate's misconduct, or downplay the adverse outcomes of their policy, and choose biased sources of information. Instead of considering the new facts, people might seek out only sources that confirm their existing view, effectively creating an echo chamber. This tendency to avoid or rationalize away cognitive dissonance can have serious consequences. It can lead to poor decision-making and resistance to positive change, making people less adaptive to the social environment and more vulnerable. It may also drive people to open aggression against sources of challenging information and to actively support censorship and suppression of inconvenient facts. While cognitive dissonance can be uncomfortable, it's not inherently negative. In fact, it can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and learning. By acknowledging and addressing dissonance, we open ourselves up to new perspectives and possibilities. Rather than fearing or suppressing dissonance, we can learn to embrace it as an opportunity for self-reflection. When we feel the discomfort of conflicting beliefs or actions, we can pause and ask ourselves, what exactly is causing this discomfort? What can I learn from this experience? Only by acknowledging and confronting the dissonance between assumptions and facts can we engage in honest self-reflection. And by this, we can use cognitive dissonance as a springboard for positive change. Cognitive dissonance may inspire us to clarify our values and align our actions. We can also refine our beliefs based on new information. Remember, cognitive dissonance is a natural part of the human experience. It's through navigating these moments of discomfort that we truly grow and evolve.
This is all for today. If you have any comments or questions, post them in the commentary field. And stay attuned.